Welcome back to Our Issues Milwaukee. I'm your host, Andrea Williams. We're switching gears this segment to focus on the Milwaukee County Zoo. It began in 1892 as a miniature mammal and bird display in Milwaukee's Washington Park. And fast forward 129 years, the Milwaukee County Zoo is now home to over 2,100 animals and 348 species. Here to tell you all about Milwaukee's world-class zoo is Jennifer Diliberti. She's the public relations coordinator for the Milwaukee County Zoo. How are you, Jenny?
I'm good, thanks. Good to see you.
Always a pleasure seeing you. And I changed clothes just for you, my friend.
I want to get one like that. Then we'll be twins.
Yes, and you better hope none of the animals will respond to you when you walk by.
That's a good point.
Right.
Maybe not.
Well, I say all that to say that mothers are going to be invited to the zoo for the very special Mother's Day, of course. And you're here to kind of fill us in on that. So tell us what you guys are doing special for moms there at the zoo.
Sure. So Sunday, May 9th, which is Mother's Day, all mothers will receive free admission to the zoo. And we're happy that Noodles and Company is the sponsor of that event. So that's how we're able to allow mothers in for free. And last year, if people remember, because of the pandemic, we weren't able to do that. So we're open actually now from 9:30 until 4. May 1st, we just increased our hours to 4 o'clock instead of 3 o'clock. So we're happy about that. And you don't need a coupon. You don't need anything. You just come in, let us know that you're a mom, and you'll receive free admission on that day, which is really wonderful.
Yeah, I think that was such a nice gesture, especially when, we're still kind of having to pick and choose where we go and how we spend our time with the family. And this is absolutely perfect. You can just gather everyone, even grab grandma and grandpa to come along as well. And grandma and mom are going to get in absolutely free, right?
Right, which is really nice. And as you mentioned too, it's like we see generations of families now coming to the zoo. The people that were kids when they came out now have their own kids. Grandkids are coming out as well. So it's really a nice opportunity. We do have still, some safety measures in place that people do have to wear face masks. That's all on our website at milwaukeezoo.org. But as you had said, people can just come out and stay outside if they choose to. Again, you're going to have to wear that mask, but we have over 600,000 square feet of open space in the zoo. So if you think about that, you can spend your whole day just outside, the outdoor exhibits, the elephants, the giraffes, the rhinos. There's plenty to see if you don't feel comfortable going into the buildings, but the buildings are, we keep track of the people in the buildings, so it never gets to be a situation where people are going to feel uncomfortable.
That's good stuff. And since we're talking about moms, there are quite a few animal moms there at the zoo. What and where can we see these moms and their offspring?
Sure. So we have actually 3 new lionesses that came in last year during the pandemic. So no one really got to see them until we kind of lifted our guidelines when we were obviously closed. But we have Patty Sharptooth, and then we have Eloise and Amira. And so Patty is the mother. She's 6.5 years old. The cubs, which are not, so little anymore, are 3.5 years old. And they came to us from a zoo in Kansas. And so if people remember, our lion, the male lion Temba, had passed away not too long ago. So we were looking for some new animals. So Patty and the 2 girls will be on display for people to see and to see what a good mother she is. She's very good with her cubs. Sometimes there's a little bit of, I guess you could say, competition for food, but that could be kind of fun to watch. They like to eat from bowls and things. So we have them. We also have our mom giraffes, which we have Ziggy and Marley. And between the 2 of them, they've had 5 calves here at the zoo in 4 years. So if you think about it, they're really good moms and they take very good care of their offspring. The only offspring we still have here is Maya, and she'll be 2 years old. So people can see her as well during Mother's Day.
I love that. And these names crack me up. Patty Sharptooth And then Ziggy and Marley doesn't get any more creative than that. I love it. Here's the thing. I mean, I was thinking when you were talking that Patty looks at her cubs and says, "Hey, we're not in Kansas anymore." Kind of like Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz, for those
Right.
who are going, "What is she talking about?" But the big cat country is where they can see Patty and the cubs, and then really the giraffe. I believe I have video from maybe 2 years ago. It might have been 3 years ago, where I took of the giraffe and the baby.
Oh, nice. We had another giraffe, Desmond. So it was probably either Desmond or Maya. Desmond left not that long ago, like in the past month, he has gone to another zoo out in New York to
Okay.
start a family of his own. He has a breeding recommendation. So it could have been Desmond or Maya, which, when you look at these babies and how fast they grow, it's incredible, obviously, because some of these grown females and males are going to reach 16 feet or taller. So I mean, when you think about that, it's just amazing, and you can get very up close to them at the zoo too, which is really kind of nice.
Yeah, and speaking of just growing fast, the lions eat about 4.5 pounds of meat daily, in addition to whole prey and a large piece of meat on certain days. And you did mention that sometimes mom and the cubs are kind of competing for that food, so they're growing fast, no doubt. So we always emphasize when we talk, Jennifer, the fact that the Milwaukee County Zoo is open all year long. And so now the temperatures are actually warming up, and it's not too hot and it's not too cold. It's absolutely perfect. So, what are some of the things that people can look for when they head to the zoo?
Sure. So a lot of our outdoor exhibits, obviously now some of the African hoofstock, if you think of like zebra, the water buck, kudu, those types of animals, this is their kind of weather because now it's warming up. So you'll see like the African savanna, you'll see a lot of those animals out. We also have, if people remember, about 2 years ago, we received a third elephant with our resident elephants, Ruth and Brittany. Bell has joined us. She's a third elephant. And so the keepers are just in the process of actually acclimating them to each other outside. They have this huge expanse now, 1.6 acres outside. And so people will be able to catch a glimpse of Belle, and you can recognize her from the other two is that she doesn't have any tusks. Her tusks were removed when she was a youngster due to a tooth infection. Those tusks are actually teeth. But you can see her and how these animals are acclimating together. And to see these three animals as a social group is really great because people know that for their well-being and their emotional health, it's better to be around more of their own kind. So I really invite people, please stop and see the elephants because I could look at them all day. I never get tired of it. So that's really something to see.
Smart. Just some of the stuff that they do, you can see personality. You can also see that, there's a lot of human thought that goes into some of the things that they do. But that's what they always say about elephants anyway, that they're like the smartest animals, right?
Right, exactly. And, the keepers say, for instance, Ruth is just, I mean, she's so content breaking logs with her feet, with her trunk, or whatever. It's just, she wants to kind of show her power. And then Brittany's just kind of fine, just roaming the yard. They do use their watering hole too, which is a huge expanse of water that they can submerge in. That pool alone can accommodate 5 elephants. So if you think about it, we can get our 3 in there once they're all used to each other. Those 3 of them, will be in there together, maybe even this summer. So people should keep an eye open for that.
Yeah, and let me ask you this because we've had conversations in the past, and I've told you I like seeing the hippos, but a lot of times they just stay underwater and all you see are their eyes. And I know you guys were working right before the pandemic on that underwater. I don't know what you would call it, a pool that we can see them and what they're doing underwater since they don't like to come up very often just to take a breath, of course. But is that already set up, or are you waiting for it to get a little warmer? What's the deal with that?
Sure. Well, exactly. We opened that about 2 weeks ago. We filled their pool. So we try to tell people it's open April-ish through October. And as you said, now. This is an underwater viewing experience for people. We're only one of 12 zoos in the country that are lucky enough to have this. And I tell you what, I knew it was going to be a great exhibit, but I had no idea how great it was going to be. We have Happy the Hippo, and we also have Patty, a female. Patty's not so interested in going in the pool, but I can tell you that Happy has been out there regularly since his pool has been filled up again. And hippos don't actually swim underwater. What they do is they walk underwater. So it's almost like he pushes himself off the rocks. He kind of does a whirlpool by himself, and he is so engaged with kids that are out there, with adults that are out there. He's not afraid. We have some wonderful pictures on our website of him coming face to face with these kids, and it's just incredible.
Yeah, it's always, I'll stand there forever, like, come up. And I don't have to do that anymore. So I'm excited to see it all. And you've got a special summer exhibit. I don't want us to run out of time. And it's all about Legos, right?
It is. It's called Animal Superpowers. So this is a Lego exhibit, and it's about the different powers or adaptations that certain animals have. So if you think of bats with echolocation, if you think of octopus that actually can regenerate limbs, I mean, some of these animals have certain adaptations that allow them to live in their habitats, kind of like superheroes. So these are all different sculptures that were designed by the artist Sean Kenny. And it comes to us, actually, he is in Amsterdam. And so the exhibit will start May 28th, and you'll see, I'm sorry, May 29th. You'll see all different kinds of these animal sculptures and different powers that the animals have. So it's going to be kind of cool.
That is very cool. And you have your Zoo Mobile, which is now known as Zoo Exhibition. So that's something people can look out for when they visit the zoo as well.
Right. So if people remember that it's an open air tram, and it's guided in that your driver tells you all different things about the zoo, about the animals that you see. But we're going to customize that so you'll have longer expeditions with different themes. So maybe there's going to be one, who knows, about like the, flying friends here at the zoo to, point out different maybe birds or things that evolved, from the dinosaurs, those kinds of things. And they're going to be longer, 45 minutes, 60 minutes on that open air tram. And then we'll also have some guided walking tours as well. And that opens again, it's Memorial Day weekend, which is May 29th.
All right. And I should just add as we wrap up, if you're looking for a great gift for mom or someone special, there's always the Zoo Pass where you can go to the zoo as many times as you like. So
Yeah.
they can definitely keep that in mind. Thank you so much, Jennifer, for joining us today.
Thank you.
It is always a pleasure. Jennifer Diliberti is the public relations coordinator for the Milwaukee County Zoo. Again, moms are being celebrated at the Milwaukee County Zoo on Mother's Day, and all mothers will receive free admission courtesy of Noodles and Company. For more information, visit milwaukeezoo.org or call 414-256-5412. Happy Mother's Day to all of the moms out there. And that is going to do it for today's show. I'm your host, Andrea Williams. As always, I thank you for watching, and I do hope you join us again next week as we take another look at Our Issues Milwaukee. Have a good one.